Now let's talk about stroke. Did you know that 4 out of 5 strokes were preventable? Well, now you know. Did you also know that men have a higher risk of stroke than women? Again, now you know. Now, did you also know that black men are 2.5 times more likely to have a stroke than their white counterparts? Now, that's really interesting. And so, if you're a black person watching me, you really need to pay attention to some of the things I'm going to share with you today so that you can begin the journey of protecting yourself from developing a stroke in the near future. Welcome to my channel, guys. I'm Dr. Kelvin. I'm your wellness consultant, which means your health is my topmost priority. If you're here and you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that we can build a healthy community together. Now, what's a stroke? A stroke occurs when blood flow to your brain is interrupted. This interaction results in a decrease in oxygen supply to the brain, which results in the death or dying of the brain tissue. The interaction is typically caused by a blood clot or a break in the blood vessel that supplies the blood to the brain. Either way, oxygen can no longer get to the cells of the brain, and so your brain cells begin to die. We don't want that to happen, and that's why we are doing this video. Now, the question is, why are black men more likely to develop a stroke than their white counterparts? We are going to talk about 3 reasons why that is so. Of course, these are not the only reasons why that is so, but these are the biggest reasons why. And so if you're able to take care of these ones, the rest will pretty much take care of themselves. So stick and stay. It's definitely going to be worth your while. Now, the first reason why black men have a higher risk of developing stroke is because out of every 2 black men, more than 1 has a blood pressure that is higher than normal or is taking medication on account of high blood pressure, which means that hypertension is a major problem for black people, and hypertension is also the major risk factor for the development of a stroke. So if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. If hypertension is the leading cause of stroke and black men have a higher risk of hypertension, then it goes without saying that black men will develop stroke more likely or more frequently if nothing is done about it. And so as a black man, you are watching me, you need to be checking your blood pressure very regularly, especially as you grow older. Hypertension has no symptoms. If you're waiting for a headache or an eye pain or whatever, you might never get there. So you want to check your blood pressure now, know your status, and if you need to be on medication, you want to take those medications regularly so that we can prevent the development of a stroke. Take this from me. It is very, very important. Your fellow black man talking. Second reason why black men are more likely to develop a stroke is because out of every 10 black men, 7 are overweight. Now, being overweight is also a risk factor for the development of stroke because there's a high risk of atherosclerosis, which is a hardening of the blood vessel due to deposition of cholesterol. When the blood vessels become hard, the movement of the blood inside those blood vessels becomes a bit restricted and can even result in the development of a clot, which then prevents blood from going to supply the areas distal to the blockage, and that can result in a stroke. And so because there are so many black men who are overweight, the risk of stroke is also high. And so again, if you're a black person, if you're a black man and you're overweight, you want to begin to put measures in place to bring your weight within normal limits so that you can reduce the risk of developing a stroke. The third reason why black men have a higher risk of developing a stroke: smoking is an independent risk factor for development of atherosclerosis, which is also a risk factor for the development of stroke. So if you're a black person, you really should not be smoking. But if you choose to smoke, you need to be doing your regular routine checkups even more regularly, so that if there's anything like that developing, we can catch it early and deal with it quickly so it doesn't result in you developing a stroke. And so these are the 3 reasons why black men have a higher risk of developing a stroke than other races. And so if you are black, you really need to be paying attention to your health and your body so you can avoid some of these things, because as I said in the beginning, 4 out of 5 strokes is actually preventable. So let us help prevent these events from happening so that together we can live a happy, healthier life. Have a fabulous time. Stay blessed. Signing out.